Welcome to Street MBA, where we discuss entrepreneurship from an evidence-based and practical perspective. Our overall objective being to create a community of business people that actually care about and bring value to their communities. I'm Jonathan, the man in front of the camera, and this is Street MBA. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about big bank take little bank. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about that old game you may or may not be familiar with, where actually you challenge someone with the money in your pocket. Well, what does that have to do to relate to business? We're going to explore that today. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty of it. We're going to talk about banks. We're going to do a little review on what an EIN is and how important that is to your particular business. And we're going to actually talk to some people who are actually in the space of banking, have been in the space of banking at one time. Mr. Marcus Robeson is going to be here. We actually have the privilege of having Mr. Juan T. Guevara, the very president of Now Media, to be on the show with us today to also talk with us about some things about lines of credit, which we need to consider for our businesses as well. So quick break, then we're coming back strong with a quick discussion about banking and the importance of which bank that you choose and your EIN. And then, so let's get right into it. Street MBA.
I'm here to take you to a new frontier, the final frontier. In fact, you and I are going where no one has gone before. I'm Glenn Henderson, entrepreneur, success coach, and musician, and I want to personally invite you to take this journey with me in the pages of my best-selling new book, All I Need to Know About Success I Learned from Star Trek. We'll travel aboard the USS Enterprise along with Captain James T. Kirk, Spock, and the finest crew in Starfleet. And we'll learn together about success principles like how to work with a team and accomplish your goals, when to fight for what you believe, and when not to, and what your business really is, no matter what you do for a living. Beam aboard with me. My mission is your success. And I'll see you on the bridge. Live long and prosper.
This is Street MBA. I got Malcolm Pryor here, and we're asking simple questions from entrepreneurs about entrepreneurship. How did you choose your particular bank, the bank that you have a relationship with, for your business?
Yeah, so one of the key issues about choosing your bank is making sure that they are a strong SBA bank lender. Okay, because that's a huge important that they're SBA approved. Also, you need to know the VP, the person that's loaning the money.
How do I even get in contact with that person to find out who that is?
Yeah, well, you call the bank.
Okay.
You call that bank and you can ask, who's the VP, who's lending money, and what are they comfortable with loaning money? Because some of these banks don't loan money. And of course, as an entrepreneur in business, that's the key to it, is working capital.
Working capital.
Another thing too is do they offer business credit cards? That's another easy thing to qualify for without income, without verification of income.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you very much, Mr. Pryor. Street MBA.
Okay. Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. This is Jonathan with Street MBA. I'm here with Mr. Hudson. I got a quick question for you about business. What did you do, or what did you take in consideration when you chose which bank you were going to bank with for your business?
The first time I got off into banking, service, that's the most important thing, how they treat me, especially as a minority businessman and entrepreneur. So I chose that. Service is one of the best policies, and plus how much interest you get on your savings inside a bank. I've chose a type of bank that would give me the best interest rates, the best service, and at the end of the day, how they treat us, how you get treated.
How did you determine what level of service that they were going to give you prior to going to the bank?
Well, what I did was did my homework, passed past experiences, just simple things that make me feel like I can get a little something out of my savings. Have to do that because money is so hard to hold on to.
Absolutely, especially at this time.
This is correct, especially a small business owner.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Hudson.
So much. Thank you.
Welcome back, everybody. I don't know if you really understand what was just happening in those two videos right there, but that's actually me live out at a conference. It was a build conference here in the city of Houston. And that's something that the show is bringing into play as far as a segment and a portion of the show where we want to get out into the actual community, out into the street, so to speak, and speak to entrepreneurs, speak to aspiring entrepreneurs about what they think about business, what they already know about business, so we can augment that knowledge or add to the knowledge that's already out there, so we can make that community or create that business realm or sphere so that we can have that relationship. Because one thing you're going to learn in the midst of doing business is that one of the most important things you need to strive to develop is relationship with other business owners. Not just people in your own business industry, but also people outside of your industry, so you can cross-pollinate and be able to, in many ways, you can save a lot of costs by being able to barter with other business people, opposed to you having to pay for every single thing. So just trying to give you another tip. So let's talk banking now. Oh yeah, and by the way, beware because I'm coming to a networking event near you. So be ready to take some questions. Now, on to banking. If you watch any YouTube videos about business and establishing credit and banking and all those things, one of the first names that you'll probably hear, that you hear for sure, is Navy Federal. But what you learn real fast about Navy Federal is that they only open up personal accounts because we're talking about a credit union. So there's different types of banking institutions out there, but what we really want to talk about is banking in reference to your business and developing relationships. I told you that's key already. Developing relationships in order to be able to leverage your business to do bigger and better things. Because like we talked about in the first show, we don't want to be just a lemonade stand. We want to be a lemonade brand. Right? So we have to start with the very foundation of the business. Of course, last time it was what our name is, but second to that then is what undergirds the business, of course, and that's that paperwork, right? Showing your legitimacy, be it your EIN, which we already discussed, be it your articles of incorporation, which we already discussed, what type of organization you want to have. And it might also even be a DBA. But then you actually have to use those things, right? To make some changes and to actually make your place, so to speak, in the world. So how do you do that? One of the main things that you need to do is open a simple checking account. Yes, if you're going to do business, then of course you're going to be transacting, right, in currency. And so you're going to need a place to move that currency back and forth. That's the first thing. So we already saw on one of the videos that one of the gentlemen talked about customer service when you're looking at your particular bank that you're going to be using for your business. But the other gentleman talked about some very technical things. And what he talked about was knowing the vice president of a bank. Now, when I think of a vice president of a bank, I think of those big, huge buildings with the high ceilings and all that type of stuff. You walk in and it's this big airy place and these people are sitting in desks that you don't have any access to. That's what I think of when I think of a bank. So me going in and talking to the vice president seems out of my reach, but he made it very clear that the vice president is the person that's going to be setting you up or taking into consideration who gets a loan and who doesn't get a loan. And if you know anything, that old adage, it takes money to make money, right? So if you're going to make some money in business, you first got to have some money. That's where the big bank take little bank comes from. But you also need to know how you tell that story with your bank account. Because when you're looking to getting loans, when you look to getting lines of credit, and we're going to talk even more in depth with the president of Now Media about lines of credit and how you should go about it and what things you need to consider in the types of transactions you want to do in reference to that line of credit. We're going to discover some of those things and talk about some of those things so we can get some lessons so we don't make the same mistakes that people have made before. But what we also want to look at is how that bank account speaks to the lenders that are out there. Because one of our interviews, one of the gentlemen said, Mr. Malcolm Pryor, he said, does that particular institution work with the Small Business Administration, the SBA? Are they an SBA approved lender? Well, what's going to be important, what the SBA is going to be looking at is, one, does the business even exist? And how do they know it even exists? They know it exists because you put the paperwork in with the Secretary of State. That's how they know. They look at the paperwork that you put in with the county. They look at if you have any licenses. What else do they look at? They look at if you have a bank account. And not only do you have a bank account, but do you actually have transactions in and out of that account? Because how else will they know if the business is even making money? And if they want to know if it's making money so they know if it can service the debt. So we're running out of time for this next segment, but I want to introduce my next interview that's coming on in our next segment. He's going to discuss with us because he has some experience with the banks. He's going to draw it out for us in just a moment, but stay tuned with us. You're watching Street MBA.
How's your financial situation, friends? It's time to open that lower drawer and pull it all out. Hi, I'm Margie Duncan with the Arias Group. Have you considered hiring a financial coach? Are you currently thinking about buying a house? If so, now you have a mortgage to consider. Might include cleaning up your credit, securing financing, or home, life, and auto insurance. Regarding your personal finances, how well are you managing your money? Are you planning for retirement? Are you even on track? Here at the Arias Group, we coach you through all of the above, as well as get to know your individual goals and priorities. Give us a call at 713-545-6830. Again, the Arias Group Financial Coaches. Give us a call today and receive a free financial coaching session and game plan.
As a critical aspect of your operations, you need the right technology partner to provide you and your business the peace of mind of having reliable and efficient IT systems. In addition, with cyber threats, ransomware at an all-time high, adequate, continuous, and proactive data protection for your business is an absolute must. Hi, this is Roland Parker with Impress Computer Solutions. We are experts in tailored IT solutions and professional 24/7 IT support services. We proactively monitor, maintain, manage, and protect your IT and data assets. Additionally, we have the know-how and horsepower to do the correct procuring of any and all computer systems or software your company may need. Having the correct IT infrastructure and not being able to operate safely and correctly is very expensive and can eventually destroy growth. So take a decisive step and call me today for a complimentary consultation at 281-647-9977 for your unique IT needs.
Hi, I'm Mike Mogel, the CEO of Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. A clean and disinfected space is essential to keeping your customers and your staff healthy, safe, and productive while preventing the spread of COVID-19. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, with more than 20 years experience in janitorial, restaurant, post-construction, and floor maintenance cleaning. We really make it shine. We are focused on quality cleaning and wellness in our customer spaces. Our team is professionally trained to ensure not a spot is missed, and we use products that are safe for your property and your people. Our services are tailored to your individual needs and include expert floor care, dusting, sweeping, mopping, vacuuming, detailing, glass cleaning, and deep disinfecting. Our experienced team is here to make your office as comfortable and clean as possible. Visit our website at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or call us today at 832-689-7996. Now that's a clean sweep.
Welcome back to Street MBA, and we have as my wonderful guest a friend of mine, been a friend for very many years. I have the privilege, as I continue to go through and think about the information that we're going to share on the program and the people we're going to bring on. My mind is expanded because I thank God for the blessing of having so many great people around me that are doing such great things in their communities in their own way. They're not recognized many times because we just get up every day, go to work, take care of our family, by extension, take care of our communities, because that's just what we know to do as people. We don't think about being good people. We don't think about being responsible people. We just think about people that need to get the job done. And that's the type of people that I have coming on the program. So today, I have Mr. Marcus Robeson with me. Please welcome Mr. Marcus Robeson. How you doing there, sir?
I'm doing well, sir.
It's absolutely great having you here on the Street MBA. One of the first questions I like to ask the people that come on is, why do you choose the particular industry that you're in now? We understand we're talking about banking today as big bank, take little bank, but what we want to know from you is, of course, you do taxes right now, but you did banking before. Why did you choose taxes? Why did you choose banking? How did you get into this whole realm of finances?
Okay. Tax business is a family-owned business, and if you know that 70% of family-owned businesses fail or either sold before the second generation. So it was something I wanted to do to pass on the legacy to the next generation for my children, and hopefully to the next generation.
Okay, so you do taxes, but you also have done banking in the past.
Yes.
What kind of banking did you do, and how did you get into that?
Okay, 15 years experience in business banking. I was a commercial relationship manager where I helped small to mid-level sized businesses, just customizing a type of way for them to help grow their business and so that they can grow efficiently and effectively.
So when most people who don't have very much knowledge about business, they may think about writing checks and paying bills in reference to a checking account. Is that really all that, as far as banking is concerned, is that really what it's about for you guys?
No, it goes deeper than that. And I would say that when you are looking for a bank, look for a bank that can grow with you as your business is from small to as it's growing more employees. Look for those different levels.
Okay, so what exactly am I looking for? Because people hear terms like that, like make sure your bank can grow with you, but what would indicate that the bank wouldn't be able to grow with me, or that a bank can grow with me? What exactly are some things I should be looking for?
Look at the services as far as technology, being able to bank remotely. Look at once you're hiring employees, or you're able to make payroll and different things like that through your online banking. You also want to look at your personal relationship with your business banker. That's going to be key. There'll be an advocate for you that can help you maneuver through all those things in the bank.
What exactly is he going to be advocating, or he or she going to be advocating for in reference to the business? Because again, I don't know anything about business. All I know is I'm sure I need a checking account so I'll be able to pay my bills, or be able to link some accounts or something like that. What are some of the services and things that a business owner needs to be concerned about?
Well, I do, in the accounting and tax side, I see that a lot of people are running their business out of their personal accounts.
And what's wrong with that?
You want to be able to separate those things for liability purposes and just to make it easier when it comes time to do those financial statements, to file your taxes. That business banker will be able to show you how you can gain access to capital, whether it's a credit card, equipment financing, line of credit. They'll be able to help you and be an advocate for you and tell you what you need to do and how it needs to be set up.
So because I've opened up a couple of businesses in my lifetime, and one thing that I noticed when I walk into the bank, of course, I had to have my EIN, which we discussed here on the program already. I had to have my incorporation papers or something showing that I had registered my business with the county or with the state, or both. Of course, I had to have my own ID as well when I went into the bank. Now, once I've completed that part, because that's not a whole lot different from making a personal checking account. Now you're talking about lending. Now you're talking about having relationships with the banker and financial statements and all those types of things. What exactly are we talking about, and why are we talking about access to capital and all those things? One of my interviews that were prior to you coming on, out in the street, he mentioned making sure he was an SBA approved lender. So what exactly are you talking about in reference to those things in lending and having a bank account?
Well, I recommend that what I see a lot is people, they get their incorporation, they get the EIN, they get the name of their company, but they don't educate themselves. I would take some of those SBA courses. I would get with SCORE and get with one of those retired individuals that did what you did in the past and let them coach you and invest in yourself, whether it's a book or taking courses on the business side. Make sure you do that so that you know all the things that go along into it. I know that a lot of people jump until they haven't had an opportunity to get the foundation, get the basics. And
So,
those are things like the SBA.
I don't know if you heard me mention earlier, it takes money to make money, right?
Right.
So you just mentioned purchasing a book. You just mentioned going to classes and things of that nature. What would you say to the entrepreneurial community in importance to actually investing in yourself before actually investing in a business?
Yes, you have to spend money on yourself. I started out going to different courses where you're spending maybe like $100 a month or $1,000 a year, $2,000 a year. You have to really get down into what you want to be about. People take you seriously when you got some skin and some sweat in the game yourself.
So people like who? You talk about having skin in the game. I know some people who aren't familiar with financial products may not know that you have to put down a down payment in order to get a larger sum of money.
Right.
So when you talk about skin in the game, it's a discussion that I have many times with entrepreneurs, is that when you're setting up your business and going into entrepreneurial endeavors, who's paying the rent for your house? Who's paying the light bill at home? Would you say it's wise to have the income of the business be also the income for your expenses at your house when you're first starting out? When you're first starting out, sometimes I would say have like another level of income, but you do want to get to that point where the business is taking care of those things for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's important that you have that foundation when you're starting out, because this is one thing, it's one principle we like to teach in the program, is that in order for you to grow your business, you're going to have to be able to invest in your business.
Right.
And the only way you're able to invest in your business is if you have resources on hand to be able to do so. So when you make a sale, if you make a $100 sale, right, and it costs you $50 to put that product out into the market, then all you just made was $50. Am I correct?
Correct.
Because you made a $100 sale, it cost you $50 to put the product out in the market, and now the profit of that is $50. So now you have $100 in your hand. If you have to pay for your rent, then all you can then buy is another $50 product and sell it for another $100. Right? So you didn't grow any.
Right.
All you're doing is just recycling the money that you initially invested. But if you take that same $100 and now you're able to buy 2 of those $50 products, right? So now you have 2 to sell instead of just that 1. And now you begin to multiply.
Yeah.
When you're able, it's just a simple exercise of being able to see how you can reinvest in your business and be able to grow. Many businesses don't grow because they don't have the revenue or the means of cash flow. That's why we're back into banking and the importance of managing how you present yourself to lending institutions.
That's it.
Because I know from my own personal experience with banks not only want to see that you're getting cash in, they also want to see cash going out. Yeah. They also want to see at the end of the month that you have a balance.
Right.
That's important as well. Can you talk about that a little bit, about the importance of not just putting money in the bank and taking money in the bank out, but also having cash on reserve?
Yeah, cash is king, and these institutions, they want to be able to see that you have that. If a contingency plan, if an emergency comes, you need to have that cushion. So build that cash flow, and not always spending it right away. Invest it right back into the business. That's what they look for.
We only have about a minute or so left. I want you to share with our audience a little bit more about the things that you're doing right now in regards to taxes and some of your other work in the community as well. Go ahead, Ms. Rose.
Okay. One thing I find with business owners is that they're putting in a lot of time and hours sitting at that desk. I'm finding that the new wealth is your health. Make sure that you're getting up, whether it's moving around, getting a treadmill in the office, walking around the block. I've even started a community workout out in Missouri City on Mondays where just get people out of the community, just my way of giving back. And you feel more energetic, you have mental clarity, you have the physical fitness to endure the stresses of business. So those are some things I'm doing. I'm gonna be honored this Thursday at a DBA mixer at the Savoy for things that I'm doing in the community and helping and working with business owners. And I just feel like I'm in the best position. And one thing I want to let people know is that you have to take risks. You have to take chances getting uncomfortable. I'm outside of the tax business. I also am a distributor with Herbalife. We're with like the #1 nutrition company in the world. And we're reading a book right now. It's called The Power of Positive Thinking. You always want to keep your mind positive.
Thank you so much, Mr. Roberson. And thank you so much for coming on Street MBA and talking with us. We are coming back with the president of Now Media to talk with us a bit about lines of credit and things we need to watch out for. So stay tuned. You're watching Street MBA.
If you are looking for someone who can provide stunning photography and videos and knows exactly what it takes to get your listing sold or boost your personal brand, Matt Pierce Photography is your solution. My focus is on helping you make the very best first impression that you possibly can. We help you use images and videos effectively in your brand and marketing design to tell your story. Give your corporate image the presence it deserves. Your headshot and your branding is your first impression with clients and business partners. What message are you sending? At Matt Pierce Photography, we believe that pictures and video make information easier to remember, so it makes your message stick. With clean, sleek, simple, and powerful, well-edited images and videos will make you stand out from the crowd. Get your products or listings sold quicker and establishing you as an expert, attracting new clientele. We also offer an array of other products and services such as video walkthroughs, property and agent commercial videos, and a full-service video production house to help bring your story to life. See, when you grow, we grow. So let's grow together. Matt Pierce Photography is your solution for your real estate, corporate, branding, or marketing photography and video needs. Take a decisive step on growing your image and telling your brand story. Call me today for a free consultation.
Hi, I'm Patria Leone. I believe in every single thing that I do, and I want you to do the same. You deserve to look and feel beautiful or handsome. Be empowered. You're entitled to be at your best mind, physical, and financial fitness. As the CEO of Health for Wealth, I've developed a 4-pillar method based on your mindset, overall health and wellness, relationships, and finances. All of these are the foundation of your life, and they integrate whether it's in your business or your personal life. I've been down and I've had some strong struggles and challenges, and I'm convinced that every habit and behavior creates your choices, and you become the sum of your choices. You want to feel better, look better, eat better, think better, work better, love better, perform better, be better. What are you waiting for? Remember, you have only one life, one body, and one mind. And there's a solution to every circumstance, and it starts with you. It's time for you to take charge and thrive now. Invest in yourself. To schedule your free 30-minute consultation that has every potential to change everything, call now at 602-910-1340 or visit forhealthywealthy.com. You can follow me on Instagram at Patria Leone or follow me on Facebook at Health for Wealth LLC. And don't forget to check out my podcast on YouTube at Health for Wealth.
Welcome back to Street MBA, and believe it or not, I actually have the honor of having the president of Now Media with me, Mr. Juan T. Guevara. Welcome, Juan.
Hey, Jonathan, welcome. And congratulations on your show, man.
Oh, thank you very much,
That's
sir.
pretty good.
Thanks. I can literally say I wouldn't be here without you. So,
Yes.
listen, I didn't plan on this initially having you on the show. I'd never even think to even invite you as a guest, but during our production, we have to be honest with our audience, you had such great points about lines of credit and things you should and should not do, and lessons learned from different business owners that you've learned about as well. So I just had to have you so you can share some of that information with our audience so that we can be educated on lines of credit and our relationships with the bank. Can you share some of that with us?
Sure. You know, as a business owner, you're constantly looking for financing, either from your stakeholders or from other sources and revenues. And one of the things that this station has been receiving calls from is from business owners that made a huge mistake. And that mistake is the infamous merchant cash advances.
Merchant cash advances. So merchant cash advances. I do see some commercials about that. Is that anything like title loans? And it sounds
no, not really. What it is, and you usually don't see them broadcasting on television. What they do is they send you emails, or they call your phone directly. They call you directly, and what they say is, XYZ company has approved you for $100,000, $200,000, $500,000.
Like those credit cards you get in the mail and stuff like that.
No, these guys are pretty aggressive in terms of marketing wise. So in other words, let me tell you what it is. The merchant cash advance is something, first of all, that under no circumstances any business owner should do. And let me tell you what it is.
You should never do this.
Never, ever. You should never, ever. It doesn't matter how dire the situation of the business owner is, you should never get something what is called a merchant cash advance. Let me tell you what it is. What it is you are selling your future receivables to this company.
Okay, so you're talking about money I haven't even made yet.
Money you have not even made, they are purchasing it from you. And the way they do it is they will ask you for bank statements, 3, 6, 9 months.
Okay.
They will tell you that as long as you are in business for 3, 6, a year,
Okay.
you're eligible. And what they do is based on your income, based on the multiple bank statements that you sent, your merchant processing, credit cards, everything, they will average out the income, not the profits, but the income that your company is making. Let's say that somebody is making $30,000 in income every month. Okay,
that's revenue coming into the business.
That's
I
revenue.
sold a product. I did a
Yes.
service. That's what somebody paid me for. What was
Yes.
given to them, or that they paid for, or what I did for them.
That's correct, but that's not your profit though. That's
Right,
your
that's just-
income.
that's just
Your
the
profit
income.
might be $1,000 or $10,000 out of the 30,000, but they calculate these based on your income.
And what are they looking at again?
They're looking for bank statements.
They're looking at bank statements. We've been talking about on this particular show, Big Bank Take Little Bank, how important it is how your money moves through your bank account. So I want to make sure
Right.
the audience doesn't lose that fact right there.
Use your bank
What these
statements.
people are looking at, what these lending institutions are looking at, is your bank statement.
Yes,
Okay,
and
please
these are
continue.
not lending institutions. These are hedge funds. These are people.
Oh.
These are investors that get
Okay.
together and say we're going to fund small business owners. So again, they will ask you for 3 to 6 to 9 month of bank statements of all possibles of revenue, your credit card processing, your online sales, everything you do combined to your bank statement.
Right.
So they will average out what your regular monthly income as a company is. So let's say by going back to the example of $30,000 and you make 30,000, 40,000 and 40,000, you add that up, 40, and 30, that's $110,000. So let's say that your average income is $35,000.
Okay, that makes sense.
And they will fund up to 90% of your monthly income. So let's say that you're available, or you're eligible, according to them,
35.
of 29,000 because
Right.
it's 90% to 35.
You're doing pretty quick
this-
math in your head there, sir.
Right,
You
yeah.
know.
So they will ask you for multiple things. Number one, they will ask you to sign what is called a confession of judgment, meaning that you accept that you're guilty even before a trial.
Wait a minute, is this part of the contract? Going
There
in
is-
before I even get the money?
Yes, you need to sign a confession of judgment. And these companies are based in New York, Virginia, New Jersey.
Delaware, maybe?
Because that's where it's legal to do this type of
Right.
this type of lending, this type of merchant cash advance. And what they do is, if they fund you $29,000, they will ask you to pay out 45, maybe 50,000. Why? Because they are purchasing your future receivables in a discount. In other words, they're purchasing the money that you're going to make that you haven't even made at a 50% discount. Okay, so an invoice that is $1,000, they're buying it for 500. And they put a lien on all your sources of revenue and all your assets, a UCC lien. All this is in the contract, but because
So they own your business essentially.
they own your business, and you sign up and you withdraw. You sign an authorization where they do ACHs. In other words, they take money out of your bank account
Wait.
on a daily basis.
Wait, Juan, you can't just say that and just keep talking. So you're telling me that I sign a contract in order to get this amount of money. I sign a contract that allows the merchant cash advance
Company,
whatever, right? I give them the permission to take money out of my account without my authorization. Is that what you're saying?
No, you're signing an authorization.
I'm giving them the authorization to take it.
Correct. On a
it's not
daily basis.
unauthorized because I'm giving them the authorization to take money whenever they deem fit. To
On
take
a
out of
daily
my-
basis. So let's say that they will give you
I get it. So you get revenue in, and they're taking their revenue right on out of there.
Correct.
As soon as you can get
Yes,
it.
correct. So they fund you
Wow.
29,000, you will pay 45, okay, or 40, and you will pay it in X amount of weeks. Meaning that you will pay it in 6, 8, 12, 15, 20 weeks. So they divide that daily, and that's the money that he's getting out. The problem with this is not only that you're committing your income, you're committing your profits. The problem is $29,000 is costing you $45,000. And your cash flow may go up the first few weeks because you get an infusion of very expensive money.
Very expensive money.
But at the end of the day, what is happening is then your cash flow starts to diminish after the 4th, 5th, 6th week, and then, you know, every single money that you're making, it gets to the point that 30 or 40% of your income per month goes to these people. And
so, are you even really getting ahead at all? Because it sounds like you just created a whole lot more debt.
You do create a hole. You do create a hole, and not only you create a hole, is you're selling your receivables so cheap that it's very difficult to recover, because you create a hole, then what they do, they call you is like in the middle of the process of paying them back, let's say the 6th or the 7th week, they'll call you back and say, congratulations, you'll be an outstanding payer, we'll be happy to extend or refill your bank account. In other words, give you more money. So what they do is the balance on the previous merchant cash advance, they add another one, so it's a second position.
Cut it out. Come on, this isn't happening in real life.
It is a absolute ripoff.
It sounds like a episode of American Greed or something like that.
These are loan sharks that operate again.
This isn't illegal, though.
No, it's not illegal. It's not illegal in the states of New York, Virginia, and New Jersey. That's why
this is legal.
This is legal. Not only this is legal, but when you sign a confession of judgment and you default 2 times or 3 times on the payment, because they already have a confessed judgment, they can go to any court in New York, in Virginia, or New Jersey, and they can get a judgment against you and against your business within a matter of hours.
What?
And with that, they go to your bank institution. Let's say you're banking with Bank of America or PNC. We have somebody over there that decided to bank with PNC. Just ask him how bad the experience has been. But you know, with your banking institution, Capital One, PNC, Bank of America, Chase, whatever, they don't have to come to your state to be able to execute the judgment. With the confession of judgment, and because they have access to a nationwide bank, what they do is they take that piece of judgment that they got from the court, because you give them permission to do that, and they freeze your bank accounts, they freeze your merchant processing, and every single cent it's coming into the company, they get it until they feel that they have been paid back. And sometimes, depending on, hold on a second, depending on the merchant cash advance that you've used, they have the ability to contact your clients and tell them to redirect funds to them instead of you. So when I'm telling you about don't do and what doesn't work in your show Streets MBA, I'm telling you, under no circumstance whatsoever,
merchant cash
advances of any kind. It doesn't matter if it's $1,000, it doesn't matter if it's $5,000, because at that point, you are creating a financial hole that is very difficult to recover. 60% of the companies, between 60% and 75% of the companies that used a cash advance have gone bankrupt.
So
don't do it.
Yeah. If you didn't get the infomercial or the public service announcement about not using merchant cash advances for your business, find it on YouTube, because now we're going to create one, a PSA.
Well,
do not use merchant cash advances.
Don't do that under any circumstance. And just Google sometimes merchant cash advances. You'll see all these companies pop up, and you'll see merchant cash advances litigation, and you'll see all the cases, everything that's going on. There has been some companies that have been sanctioned by the SEC, which is the Securities Exchange Commission. I mean, these people are ruthless in terms of getting money back. So what I'm telling you guys is we get calls like that probably 3 or 4 times a month of companies that have went under. There is a piece on Bloomberg Television that was actually investigating these type of companies. Some of them folded because the media put some light on them. But at the end of the day, you don't want to be on TV being the story of what happened to you because
Absolutely
you got
not.
this type of merchant cash advances. So
Absolutely not.
my suggestion of what didn't work, by hearing a lot of testimony of people that have gone through hell with these companies, do not ever, under any circumstances, get any type of merchant cash advance to fund anything on your business.
Listen, I don't know about you guys, but my mind is blown. Hopefully they can put a graphic up because my mind is absolutely blown. I know the audience, we're going to take a minute just to digest a lot of the stuff that Juan has already shared with us in regards to merchant cash advances. I'm trying to make light of it because some pretty heavy stuff because I know that you need money in your business. We know we need money to be successful and do and accomplish the dreams that we have. But if we're going to be effective, we also have to be responsible. We have to be smart with the decisions that we make in our business. So keep on watching Street MBA. We'll be back with another example of how you can build your business from the ground up. You're watching Street MBA. Welcome back to Street MBA. I am still overwhelmed by all that information that Juan just shared with us. Sheesh. Listen, I could hear, I know I've heard merchant cash advances and something about them on TV. It sounds like one of those lawyers saying, call this number, 800, because you've been taken advantage of. Merchant cash advance. I can hear something like that in the back of my head with all the ominous things that he talked about in reference to that. But I can also see as an entrepreneur, as someone out there trying to do their best, trying to take advantage of every opportunity that you possibly can, how you can be seduced into doing a merchant cash advance, especially if you have pretty good cash flow, especially if you have a pretty popular product and you say to yourself, well, I can afford it because that's going to allow me to make this amount of money. That's going to allow me to take advantage of this opportunity right here, and the turnaround on that particular opportunity right there is so short that I won't even have to pay what that money cost. I'm here to tell you, I've thought like that, I've used strategies like that, and guess how many times they were actually successful? A big zero. Over and over again, that opportunity that I thought was going to turn around some money real fast, it didn't pan out like that. Either it didn't profit as well as it was advertised, or it was a total scam. The lesson learned there is that there is no real fast money in legal business. You're going to have to get up every single day. You're going to have to show up every single day, have solid product to present to people, and sell it. That's what you're going to have to do. There is no secret recipe. There is no quick 3 steps that you do and then all of a sudden you're a professional. No, that's from hard work, dedication, and practice. Anything that you see, any excellence that you see out in the world, that person or some group of people had to work at it every single day. There are no shortcuts to success. That's what, if I can't leave you with anything else, and I know this isn't the end of the program, if I can't leave you with anything else, there's no shortcuts to success. And like I was talking to you last week about the EIN, I want to show you again on the computer how you can actually do this for yourself, because there's so many companies out there that want to help you with registering your business in regards to your EIN and all those things. And listen, I told you myself already, the GGC group, we help companies just like that. We're trying to build a business incubator right now, even as we speak. But before that, we have a business consulting arm where we actually help businesses get legitimate, where you actually help you file your incorporation paperwork, even for your nonprofit businesses as well. We can assist with that, but we like to see business owners taking some of their own initiative because one, it shows that you can do it, and two, it gives you a familiarity with your business that you're not going to gain anywhere else. So let's take a quick look again at how you can get your EIN, okay? So let's have a look with the computer here. Now, you can see it on the screen there. I just typed in EIN into my Google search, and the first thing you see there is IRS-gov-EIN. It looks like an official URL or domain name, but it's official for that particular company, but it's not actually where you get your tax ID for your business. Now, if we look here, irs.gov, I'm actually giving you a quick tip in reference to doing business, in reference to doing searches and not being scammed at all. Because if you look at the domain names of the websites that you're about to go on, many times you won't be deceived. Now, you can apply for an employer identification number. For our audience in Mexico, it is the CURP that is in relation to what we're talking about here in America. So this, as a personal number, your personal ID number being your social security number in the United States, and then the analogy for that is the EIN for business here in the United States. For Mexico, the analogy for the EIN in the United States is the CURP in Mexico. That's the identification for your business right there. So this is the site that you do it on here. And of course, again, you click apply now. But let's do a quick recap of everything that's going on in the show today. We talked about big bank, tech, little bank, and we're talking about how you create a narrative around your business, right? You heard about one talking about they wanted 3, 6, 9 months of bank statements. Many lenders, they also want to see the tax returns for the last 3 years of the business. So all of those statements, all those documents right there are things that you begin to create with the transactions of your business. How you present that then, but so if your transactions aren't going into one bank account and they're all over the place, or they're in your personal bank account, they're in your personal Cash App, they're in your personal Venmo, your PayPal, and those funds are not being funneled into your bank account, then the banks, the lending institutions, even the predators don't really know how much money, how successful you actually are. They don't know how great your product or service is because you don't have it on paper. That's what I really want you to take away from this episode is creating a paper trail. That's what your bank account is, one of the first legs of that. Creating a paper trail for your business so you can set yourself up for success and be able to get more capital so you can wisely invest in your business so your business can realize the dreams and the aspirations that you have for it. That's what we're here to do on Street MBA, is to give you and discuss from an evidence-based and a practical perspective, entrepreneurship and how we can do it on a day-to-day basis by being consistent, showing up and giving the world and our communities great products and services. This is Jonathan with Street MBA. I'd like to thank you for watching. See you soon.
This has been a Now Media television feature presentation. All rights reserved.